Welcome to Viral Twist. Today, a police chase takes a shocking turn as a desperate driver narrowly escapes capture, only to make one final mistake.
It's been unfolding for roughly around the last hour. As we mentioned, it started at Bankstown on the M5. We've seen them go on the Great Western Highway heading west. 5 police vehicles in pursuit. At one point, they backed off because it had been so dangerous. They had been on Reservoir Road as well. And moving through into Bankstown.
It's taking a turn here. I mean, this car is travelling at significant speed when you see it flying past other vehicles on the road. Terrifying, probably, for other motorists.
And obviously the police are still trying to catch up to it too.
Yeah. And heading into potentially more built-up areas as well, which is going to be a concern.
Look at that, driving right off the road there.
So what we hear at the moment is that they are city-bound on the M7, they have been. How this started, we're still trying to get information as well in terms of why they're evading police, but officers were quite close to them literally about 5 minutes ago while I was in the newsroom watching.
Well, entering a junction here where there's nowhere to go.
That red light.
There's a pedestrian crossing the road just nearby, heading onto the wrong side of the road now, driving Windsor Road, but heading in the wrong direction there, travelling against the traffic, weaving through very busy intersections.
And you can see how banged up it is in the front, so it's obviously caused significant damage. It's trying to turn around now. There's police, it's cornered it.
There we go. We've got several police vehicles now.
It's mounted the footpath.
Okay, it's just woven through that traffic and is still evading police. They came very close there. Turning now into oncoming traffic and several vehicles extremely close to this car. This, that came very close to being brought to an end there, but this driver, whoever is behind the wheel of this vehicle, has managed to evade police again. There were several vehicles police vehicles that were very close to cornering that car. It's now got a free run again.
So maybe the police have locked off that road as it goes into the tunnel. You see the police are in pursuit now as they're heading into a tunnel. We also saw before a person who seemed to not know what was going on crossing the road literally seconds as that car was coming around.
Came within metres of a pedestrian crossing that intersection.
So really dangerous driving here as we're seeing it speeding through again at high speeds coming out.
You can see in this shot the state of that vehicle too. It is well and truly banged up, isn't it? So it's been on quite the ride for the last hour or so.
Traffic intersection here. We'll have to see what's going on. But the police are, keeping their distance, but also trying to keep on this driver.
Well, this becomes a difficult juggling act for the police, doesn't it? Like you're staying away to avoid a potential crash, but at the same time staying on their tail. I've had a look at some close-up shots of the vehicle earlier. It looks like there could be someone in the passenger seat as well, so there could be more than one person in this car at the moment. That is also a concern for police. So. The problem is you're moving into areas in Sydney where we're potentially going into tunnels. You could go into a shopping centre. This becomes the next issue for officers. It's find a wall in the area.
Here we go. This is a pretty built-up set of traffic lights. The next manoeuvre.
Oh my goodness, they are having no concern getting through this.
They found a way out of there. Almost into that maroon vehicle.
We're relieved to say at the moment it doesn't appear to have hit anyone in other cars while we're watching it, but that is not from want of trying.
Clearly hit something.
It certainly has.
In the moments beforehand. Make no mistake, they're following this on radio at the moment in Sydney as well. Obviously police and the entire newsroom watching this to try and get as much information as they possibly can for you as we go to air.
Seven Hills onto the wrong side of the road, going into oncoming traffic again and out again. Heading towards Bankstown Hills now, so we're getting into a more suburban area off the sort of wide and open freeways or motorways that it had been travelling on. So this is going to become more dangerous.
There's a car that's coming right up now.
Yeah, and just be aware if you're in this area right now. This person is showing no regard for the safety of other people. So do be aware that this is playing out in the Bankstown Hills area right now. A vehicle crossing onto the wrong side of the road.
One lane traffic as well.
Over and over.
So Bankstown Hills, if you're moving into that suburban area, they've got a couple of ways that they could go. They could go out towards Blacktown.
Oncoming traffic again, wrong side of the road again, Davina.
Feeding north up into Hornsby, possibly. They could turn back into that way or go straight out towards Penrith. So the problem with this area, while it is heavily built up as a suburban area, it feeds into a number of different paths to get back onto freeways, to get out of Sydney and to make an escape from police.
Look at this populated area. This is really dangerous.
This vehicle now is metres from driveways, from people's homes.
Schools,
straight past another car and weaving through a bus. So there are an incredible number of dangers and hazards around at this point as we get into a more built-up part of suburban Bankstown Hills in the Hills district of Sydney.
That was very close to that truck then. This is really alarming for all the other drivers on the road as it passes a bus flying through that, that roundabout there.
And as Davina points out too, it's such a delicate balance for police officers at a time like this to give them enough room to not force an accident that puts people at harm.
So they slowed down there remarkably because it was a school zone. You can see how close police have managed to creep up onto them.
Now in northwest Sydney, it's approaching Castle Hill now. So you can see that the ground that this car is covering shows you how fast the driver of this vehicle, we think there's another passenger in the vehicle.
The distance that they've travelled from southwest Sydney to northwest Sydney, it is impossible to make it through that space of distance in the space of about half an hour. And that's exactly what...
Look, there's a pedestrian right there. This is getting really dangerous.
So this is a very busy intersection in Castle Hill. Absolutely ignoring the road rules, clearly putting other drivers at risk. Windsor Road, heading towards Parramatta now.
Hitting the bus lane.
Exactly, hitting the bus lane, crossing barriers in the street, crossing onto the wrong side of the road. As we said before, no regard for the safety of others around them.
The police have backed off a little bit again, obviously trying to make sure that no one gets hurt and to keep up pursuit.
The problem is in northwest Sydney as well, because there's not a lot of public transport infrastructure. The roads are busy at the best of times around that Castle Hill area. So this is a whole new kettle of fish for the police.
So it's hearing that this pursuit began in southwest Sydney after some sort of crash event. Oh my goodness. They are really driving dangerously now.
We're looking about an hour ago. It started around in Bankstown. So to make that distance at that speed gives you an indication of how dangerous the driving and how erratic it's been.
My goodness, this is really...
I mean, we can't stress enough that if you are in this area, please be aware that this is happening, because this person is driving so dangerously, and we do fear, of course, that this is not going to end well with the erratic nature of this driving. Wrong side of the road, look at this.
This is heart in the throat stuff for people watching at home. We do understand how stressful this can be, and we hope that no accident occurs.
So North Parramatta now we're entering. This is still Windsor Road. On the right side of the road at this point, which is something to be thankful for, but still travelling at an incredible pace.
Pushing through intersections
clearly
so
well
fast.
above the speed limit.
And it's that shot when you look quite closely. There appears
definitely
to be
a passenger.
Yeah, someone in the passenger seat of the vehicle. That clearly is a person there.
That is somebody. We don't know if they're distressed or not, if they're against their will there, but this is really, really kicking off.
Or entering a 40 zone there and clearly not adhering to that. Veering off here now, so we'll
hold on. They are turning left into the
see
street.
what the next move is. And bear with us, as Davina mentioned, this is all unfolding live. These are live shots from the helicopter, so we're gathering as much information as we can on the fly.
You can see how badly banged up that vehicle is in the front. That was what's caused this chase to begin with, is some sort of accident with this vehicle.
The car, we understand, has Queensland number plates as well, around about, an hour ago, Davina, and has obviously covered a lot of territory in that time, now heading into North Parramatta.
Police from the air trying to keep an eye on what's unfolding
And now we can see we're trying to just get a shot again then, but it was only about 3 or 4 minutes ago that police nearly had them cornered, and now they've just absolutely floored it again and gone out there. So it's hard for us to almost, for the choppers to keep up with what's going on here, because they're just making such ground, Davina.
Different jurisdictions as well.
Oh my goodness.
That was centimetres. Very near miss between really two cars going in opposite directions. This is awful. And I tell you what, when this does come to an end eventually, there's going to be an awful lot of evidence against them with every dangerous move caught on camera.
You can see that people are coming within seconds. They don't know that this is coming. These drivers on the other side of the road are just going about their day, and they are absolutely
Hyundai Elantra, is that correct?
White Hyundai Elantra started around an hour
Queensland
ago.
plates.
Bankstown. It has Queensland number plates. From what we can see, there are at least 2 people in the car, someone in the front passenger seat and, of course, the driver. How it started around an hour ago, word is of some sort of crash, and police have made several efforts to try.
Oh my God! Okay, there you see they've hit a pole.
Oh wow!
They have come
Straight
to a
into
standstill,
pole.
and now they're
getting out.
But the police are right on them.
Is that a police vehicle? Yes.
That's an unmarked
That's an
car.
That's
unmarked,
an unmarked police vehicle.
vehicle.
We're obviously behind the trees here.